Hi everybody and welcome back to Slowpoke Racing and to the Ultimate Racing League. We're with our Wednesday BTCC replica challenge and I'm with the League One guys. We are over in America for this one. We were in Japan at the give up. We were over there last week, but we've flew to the other side of the world. We're in America and we're at the Bluemoon Speedway. It's a fictional track. And just over 2 miles in length, 10 turns, so a very quick track, quite punishing on the tyres as well, but a little bit more about that in a minute. Now, I thought I'd be a bit more organised than this, but I'm not, so I apologise for that. So I just want to quickly mention our sponsors. That's W.GG, the energy drink for gamers, and also Eldridge Air Conditioning. I do want to say thank you to those guys for helping us get these races out. Now, also, we've had some good news this week as well. We have actually reached over 900 members of the Ultimate Racing League. Which, well, it's a landmark achievement, isn't it? So well done to everybody involved in the league. Welcome to all the new drivers. If we've not seen you on track, then really looking forward to that one. But yeah, what a fantastic achievement. So another 100, well, not even 100 actually. Just short of 100 more, and we'll be at 1,000 members. So, yeah, fantastic achievement. So worth a mention. For this race, we do have a few drivers missing. Let me just have a look. Stormfly's missing, Stealthy's missing, Willard is missing. Now, news on the grapevine is that they got stopped at the border purely just for looking dodgy, and that was the only excuse the American border people needed, so they wouldn't let them in. So unfortunately they're going to miss this race, which does mean some valuable points up for grabs for the rest of the field. Now then, I think I mentioned last week I was going to go down the league table, so I'm just going to quickly do that. So leading the way at the minute is Neil Farmack. He's out in front with 208 points. Wadru just behind him on 192 points. Stormfly, who is missing, as I've already mentioned, stopped at the border. He's on 166 points. Well, we've got a name here I've not even seen. GT7 I'm sure he's in there somewhere. He's on 137 points. Brian Moncani on 135 points. Stealth he's 113 points. Scooby on 110 points. Grasshopper, he's on, 96 points. Unforgiven on 93. Willard, 92. Brownie is on 90. And then we've got Osman on 34, who I don't believe is taking part anymore. I think he may have dropped out early doors after the first round. I'm not sure. Then we've got Corky, who only joined for last week's race. He's on 25 points. And Smith is on 19 points. Now, Smith does occasionally drop in and out as a guest driver, so I don't think he's really taking that many points, but he's down there anyway. So that's the lead then. So top three, Neil Farmack, Wadru and Stormfly. Stormfly missing, so some good points up for grabs for Neil and Wadru, who can really stretch their legs at the top of the table. So that's the league done. Now then, we were moving on to something else, weren't we? Yes, we were going to have a look down the grid. It's we've got 3 15-minute races for. I'm all confused though. I've got bits of paper all over the place. We've got 3 15-minute races for you today. Rules on tyres is softs and mediums have to be used at least in one race. So you can do softs, mediums. You can do mediums, softs. You can do soft, medium, softs. It's entirely up to you, as long as each compound is used in at least one race. If you want to pit, you can. There is no compulsory pit, but if you feel the need, then you go for it. But apart from that, the rules are just get around the track as quickly as you possibly can. So we'll have a look down the grid, shall we? For race 1. Now then, this one is dawn, and that's why it's so dark. Nice clear skies though, all the stars out, but the headlights are on, so it's going to make these hitting the apexes just that little bit more difficult for the guys. But yeah, looking forward to this one. Let's have a look down the grid then, shall we? So Wadru has managed to well, I'm looking, it's just headlights, isn't it? So let's just look at the back of the car. Wadru has managed to get himself on pole. Grasshopper just behind him in second. Then we've got Bennett, which I believe is Tom Bennett. I don't know why I called him Tim Bennett last week. I have no idea why, but it's Tom Bennett. But anyway, T Bennett is on third on the grid, so a great qualifying for him. Neil Farmack is in fourth. Brian Moncani is fifth. Unforgiven sixth. Scooby is seventh. Corky eighth, and Brownie ninth. And as I've already explained, it's a bit of a short grid because of the issues at the border. So back up to the top. Let's get the correct camera, and we'll get race one underway, shall we? We'll get them lights on, and then we'll extinguish them, and we will get away. Finally. Them waits are getting longer and longer, I really believe that. So head up towards turn one, a really tricky turn one. It is a long sweeping left-hander. This track obviously is a fictional track, so there's no corner names unfortunately, but a good track nevertheless. Around turn one you can see the cars thump down as they entered into the turn. Then they go up a big bank, come around turn two into turn three, and then turn four, this right-hander, it's always throws you out to the left. You want to be careful not to get on the grass. So let's just go down the order, shall we, and see where everybody is. And it looks like we're all through. Brownie not the best of starts, but we know that Civic is not great off the line that Brownie's in, so he's got a bit of catching up to do. He may be able to do it through the corners, but Wadru leading the way in the Merc, followed closely by Grasshopper. Now, I was just looking at a few stats just before I came on air, and Neil Farmack and Wadru have both been on the podium 5 times each since round 3, so they'll be looking for a repeat of that. And Bennett there sitting in third. Well, he got third last time out in race 3 at Autopolis, so he'll be looking to get himself on the podium again as he goes alongside Neil Farmack. Neil Farmack trying to put a challenge in there. Everybody on soft tyres for this first race, and we'll see how well they hold up as well. But Grasshopper's managed to get by Wadru and take the lead, but Wadru is not going to give that up, is he? Well, can I jump on board because the cameraman... Now, one of the fellow commentators, Thingamajig Racing, he covers League 2, and I watched his stream, I think it was yesterday, and he was having an awful time with the cameraman, who has either given up or the camera's broken. But there's some terrible shots, so we'll try and avoid them if we can, as we sit on board with Wadru as we try and chase Grasshopper through these final 2 turns. Now 7 and 8, very difficult turns, double apex, and then into turn 9, trying to cut as much as you can, because if you don't, you'll see exactly what Grasshopper did there. You'll scrape the wall, so sparks flying off of that BMW, which gives Wadru a chance to pull alongside. Now it is just the Merc against, well, say the Merc, the AMG should I say, against the BMW, and it looks like the BMW has just got 1 or 2 more beans. So Wadru's going to have to box clever here and use the slipstream, which it looks like he has. He just slotted in behind Grasshopper just for those last 100 yards or so before they hit turn 1, pulled out and then got the job done up the inside. So Wadru retakes this lead, and Grasshopper has to slot in behind. Bennett still sitting there in third in the Toyota, in the Corolla. Yes, he is in the Corolla, isn't he? So Bennett's still sitting there in third, so he's enjoying this track, isn't he? Got himself in third on the grid, and he's still there, which is a fantastic race for him. Neil Farmack sitting in fourth. Neil will be looking to get himself on the podium. As I said earlier, he is used to it. He's been up there 5 times since round 3, so he'll be wanting to get at least on the 3rd step. But Bennett is going to have a big say in whether that happens or not. Brian Moncani sitting in 5th at the minute, trying to get in the slipstream of Neil Farmack so he can progress up through. He's in the Genesis, the coupe. A few of them on track, isn't there, in League 1. In League 2, everybody seems to favour the Focus. It's just a Focus fest, and only 1 or 2 other cars. But League 1, there is only 1 Focus, and that's Stealths, and unfortunately he couldn't be here for this race today, so we don't have a Focus on track. Unforgiven there in 6, in another Mercedes, just dropping off the back of Brian Moncani at the minute. Doesn't want to let him get too far away, does he? The gaps are starting to open up. Corky in 7th, just losing sight of Unforgiven. Corky, as I said at the beginning, this is only his 2nd outing with these guys, so he's still finding his feet. Doing a good job though. I think he's also in the Corolla. Yes, he is. So Corky is in Toyota Corolla in the GR Toyota Gazoo Racing livery. I can't get my words out. I'm struggling today. But Corky having a good outing so far in 7th. Then we've got Scooby in 8th, and Brownie down in 9th. Now, as we saw at the very beginning, the Civic does not like the standing starts, so it always puts him on the back foot. So Brownie is always going to be catching up from the start, so he's relying on a few mistakes up ahead of him just so he can catch up and then get up to pace. But it does look like he's catching up to the back of Scooby, so could be the next lap or two. He could be looking at making a move on Scooby, especially if he can get into the slipstream. They're just coming around turn 2 now. Oh no, that's not going to help, and there we go, black screen. Sorry, we're going to have to go up to Wadru, see what's happening up at the front. He's still holding Grasshopper off. Grasshopper just not giving him any room at all. Bennett's in there as well. It is very tight. These top 5 having a fantastic little battle, aren't they? Bennett just holding on to 3rd with Neil Farmack in 4th and Brian Moncani in 5th. In fact, let's jump on board with Brian Moncani so we can just see what's happening up ahead as we go around turn 9 on to turn 10. This big sweeping left-hander. The final turn and the first turn are these big left-handers, and you can see Brian Moncani trying to get into the slipstream of Neil Farmack up ahead. A quick look behind us and we can see Unforgiven is not putting any pressure on Brian, so Brian can concentrate on what's going on up ahead. Taking a tighter line, you saw Bennett go very wide there. Now whether that's his usual line, there's a couple of ways you can do turn 1. Is either, as Brian did it, take the very tight line, or you can follow Bennett and take the wide line. I don't think either is the right one, as long as you get round. That's the main thing. So another quick look behind. Unforgiven, he's there, but not quite. It is just these 5 having a fantastic battle. Flames licking out the exhaust pipe of Neil Farmack's Hyundai Coupe, the Genesis Coupe, as he puts a challenge on Bennett, and it looks like he's got it done. Neil Farmack has managed to get that move done just before they get to the final turn 9, and then into this long, I say final turn 9, it seems almost like a final turn because this doesn't seem like a proper bend really, but it is turn 10. But Bennett is going to try and get to the slipstream, as is Brian Moncani, trying to make the move on Bennett now. If he can get close enough before they get to turn 1, is Brian going to have a look? Yes, he is. He just pulls to the inside. Now he's got the car positioned where he wants it. Can he get it slowed down enough? Quick check in the mirror. Yeah, and Bennett just slotting in, although Bennett having a look up the inside now of Brian. Where's he gone? There he is. So yeah, Bennett takes the title line this time around. Fantastic move from him. Brian Moncani just having to give him a little bit of room. Oh, it's all got a bit touchy-feely. And Bennett's still there. Brian Moncani and Bennett, yeah, touching each other up there. That's all part of it, really. When you get this kind of close racing, it's going to happen. But Bennett resumes that 4th position with Neil Farmack taking up P3. Like I said earlier, he's used to being on the podium, isn't he? And now he's eyeing up Grasshopper. We have 8 minutes and 30 seconds. Really, I'm struggling my words today, aren't I? So what we're looking at now, we are looking at about 6.5 minutes to go in this first race. The guys will be glad to get this one over with so they can go and have some breakfast, cup of tea, and get the cars prepped ready for the next race, which is just a little bit later on in the morning, so hopefully it'll be daylight. Wadru's still doing a great job up ahead, but under constant pressure from Grasshopper. Grasshopper just sitting there trying to force an error out of Wadru, but watch. This camera is absolutely awful, isn't it? We just get a black screen all the time at that particular bend. I don't know why. But Grasshopper, yeah, sitting there in second, just behind Wadru. Now let's have a look at the tyres, shall we? And they're all looking pretty good, actually. Well, Bennett is his front right is going to start hurting him very soon. The rest, the other three are okay, but the front right is taking a good hammering. Brian Moncani, he's looking after his just slightly better. I mean, the front three guys hardly any wear on those tyres at all. So they really do know how to look after their tyres, don't they? It just amazes me how they can go that quick and still look after the tyres. Bennett, though, he will be struggling soon with about, we're just approaching the 5-minute mark left. Brian Moncani in fifth, Unforgiven in sixth. He's got closer to Brian. He is starting to reel him in now. So Unforgiven settling into this race. So he's got a good few minutes to go. So what we're looking at, probably another 3 or 4 laps. So plenty of time for Unforgiven to make a move on Brian Moncani. So we'll see if that Mercedes has got the pace to catch up to that Genesis and make the move on him. Scooby down in 7th, with Corky still chasing him in 8th, and then Brownie down in 9th. Well, he must have had another moment. Surely he's so far off the pace. We did see him have that spill, didn't we, a few laps ago? And the hazards are on, so there's something wrong with the car. He's trying to signal his team. Let's hope they get it sorted, ready for race 2. As Wadru still defending against Grasshopper. Wadru taking the tighter inside line as we come up towards turn 1 for the 10th time. Fastest lap out there at the minute is Neil Farmack on a 1:12.4. He's currently sitting in 3rd. Let's have a look at Grasshoppers. Well, he's in the 12s as well, 12.5, and Wadro in the 12.6 was his fastest. So all these guys pretty much on the pace. Oh, bloody camera. What's going on here? Bennett in 4th. Purple sector for Bennett as well. So he's starting to push now, despite the fact that his front left tyre is about gone. That's really going to start to hurt him now. He's going to struggle in some of the turns. He's got Brian Moncani chasing him down. Unforgiven in 6th, Scooby 7th, Corky 8th and Brownie 9th. So let's just go back up and see where the battle really is at the minute. And it is Wadru against Grasshopper. Neil Farmack just a second or 2 off behind these 2 guys. So Neil's got a bit of work to do if he wants to get further up that podium. At the minute, he's currently holding on to step 3. He's got Bennett sitting behind him, and I don't think Bennett's going to get close enough, actually. So it does look like the podium is stacking up for Wadru, Grasshopper and Neil Farmack. Well, the big question is, who is going to be sitting on the big step? Is it going to be Wadru, or is it going to be Grasshopper? The AMG against the BMW. We are just about at the 2 minutes left, so it will be one more lap after this one, definitely. Yeah, as Wadru goes around turn 8, heading towards turn 9. In fact, let's jump on board with Wadru, shall we? And we'll have a look at a lap, albeit in the dark. I was going to save it for race 2. I still might do it in race 2 when it's a bit more daylight, but let's just follow Wadru around for this final lap. And yeah, it will be the final. I'm pretty sure it'll be the final lap. Oh no, maybe not. Maybe not. Quick look behind us. Grasshopper is still there. Into turn 1, you can see how the car jolts as it hits that entry point. Now Wadru wrestling that AMG around turn 1, up the embankment. Did lose a little bit of time there because Grasshopper seemed to catch him up. Into turns 2 and 3. Then we've got the right hander of turn 4. Try not to go too far out there to the left. A quick look behind again. Grasshopper is still there. He just will not go away, will he? Through turn 5 into turn 6, the hairpin. Getting on the throttle as early as you dare. up towards turn 7 and 8. This is the double apex. Turn 9, this left-hander, again, you've got to be careful. You don't want to drift too far out to the right, otherwise you're going to scrape that barrier. And then it's on to the big sweeping left-hander of turn 10. And let's just have a look at the time. Yeah, so Wadru and Grasshopper will get one more lap in. Neil Farmack, he will get another lap in as well. So I'm just going to go down the order and see where the guys cross the line. We've got 10 seconds left, so let's have a look. I think pretty much most of the guys will get another lap in. As Scooby approaches the line. Now I think it may be Scooby that finishes first. Yes, it does. So Scooby has finished in 7th position. Corky, he will cross the line in 8th. Brownie, he will cross the line in 9th, although I think I'm not sure if there's a lap down. He may well be. So back up to the top then as Wadru comes around turn 6 for the final time in this race, up towards turn 7. Still got Grasshopper chasing him down. Very frustrating for Grasshopper. He just cannot get close enough to Wadru to make a difference. And the big sign saying "see ya" on the back of his car is really apt for race 1. There's only Wadru can have something like that on the back of his car, isn't that? So Wadru then staring at the checkered flag to take the win. So well done to him. Fantastic racing from Wadru in the dark. Grasshopper, he comes across the line in 2nd. Neil Farmack, another podium finish for Neil Farmack. Bennett in 4th. Brian Moncani in 5th with Unforgiven 6th. Scooby 7th. Corky 8th. And then Brownie, he will finish in 9th position. That was race 1. I hope you can join me very shortly for race 2 when it'll be a bit more, we can see a bit more of the cars. It'll be daylight. So yeah, join me very shortly.